I am Jotham Napat, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Vanuatu. We agreed in Dubai at COP28 that all countries would submit NDCs that are 1.5 aligned to avoid catastrophic climate change. This current round of NDCs, due in 2025, is the world's very last chance to keep the world under 1.5 degrees of warming. Vanuatu, like all small island developing states, and indeed all people on this planet, are today already experiencing devastating impacts, reconfirming how crucial it is to not breach the temperature limit. Our island fisherwomen see bleaching and dying coral on every trip to the reef. So many of our school students are learning in temporary tents as the classrooms have been razed by recent cyclone. Our elders and chiefs mourn the loss of their sacred sites to the rising seas. Yet, today, most countries have missed the deadline for submitting more ambitious NDCs, and I am seeing worrying actions from some of the biggest emitters, reflecting of abandoning the 1.5 degree threshold and taking us away to multilateral cooperation to solve the crisis. To do so would be abandon whole communities, not just across the Pacific, but across the world. Here in the islands, 1.5 to stay alive is not just a slogan. I call on all of us, especially the leaders of G20, to submit ambitious 1.5 aligned economic-wide NDCs covering all greenhouse gases before the UN General Assembly in September. The survival of the planet rests on all our shoulders, like in Vanuatu's forthcoming NDC 3.0, so as your credible transition plans align with necessary reductions in output set out by the IPCC and IEA to keep within the 1.5 degrees temperature limit, and including how you plan to hold international fossil fuel finance and subsidies so that we are putting financial flows towards cleaner and healthier alternatives. Like in Vanuatu's NDC 3.0, show us how your adaptation and loss and damage needs and commitments are evolving towards more ambitious action for the most vulnerable. As the leader of a small island nation, with extreme limitations in financing and capacity to deliver services to my people, I am fully aware of the complexities, the conflicting priorities, and the scale of the effort needed. But the cost of delay and the cost of inaction are far higher. For countries rightly worried about security, I must say this: if we fail this test, the worst is yet to come. The climate crisis will spare no nation. It is the greatest security threat our planet has ever faced, and expanding military budgets at the expense of climate action is a terrible mistake. This is the ultimate test of leadership. I know in the fiber of my being that multilateral collaboration is the only pathway to save future. And so I ask that we honor the Paris Agreement at this critical moment, because it is not too late, because this is our very last chance, because this is your chance. This moment in history demands ambition. Join the call, because the survival of the planet rests on all our shoulders.